I never thought I'd see the day I'd be standing there, watching him kiss my brother like it was the most normal thing in the world, knowing he'd been lying to me the entire time. The same man I trusted, loved, planned my future with, was smiling, laughing, and pretending nothing had ever happened. And me? I was invisible. It all started, of course, when everything seemed perfect. I'm Emma, 28, living in Phoenix, working at a marketing firm I actually like, with friends who know me better than anyone. My boyfriend, Jason, had this charm that made everyone fall in love with him except me. I already did. And then there was my younger brother, Liam. He's 24. Quiet, a little nerdy, but smart as hell. I thought he was my safe harbor. The one person who'd never let anyone hurt me. Jason and I had been together for 5 years. We had plans, inside jokes, Sunday morning routines, and I really thought nothing could shake us. Liam lived with us for a while, just until he got his own place. And honestly, I didn't think twice about it. I trusted him. I trusted Jason even more. We laughed about how silly it was when he teased me for being overprotective, how he said I worried too much. Everything was smooth until it wasn't. Because the truth, the thing nobody tells you, is that betrayal doesn't announce itself. It sneaks in, like a shadow, until one day, it's standing in your living room smiling back at you. And that's exactly what happened. It started with a text I wasn't supposed to see. I was scrolling through the group chat for dinner plans, and there it was Jason's name next to Liam's. My heart skipped. I clicked it. And that's when I saw it, a picture of them, kissing on the couch, laughing like nothing mattered. My stomach dropped. I stared at it, thinking maybe it was a joke, a prank, anything but no. There was no caption, no explanation, just them, smiling, together. I ran to the living room, my hands shaking. "What the hell is this?" I demanded. Jason looked up from his phone, calm, too calm, and said, "Emma, it's not what it looks like." Liam froze too, guilt painted all over his face. But in that instant, I didn't hear excuses. I heard betrayal. Deep, slicing, impossible to ignore betrayal. I had loved Jason like he was the only air I could breathe, and now I was suffocating in the smoke of his lies. He tried to explain. "I didn't mean for it to happen. We didn't plan this. I love you, Emma." But every word was poison. Every sentence tore through the foundation of my life. And my brother, he avoided my gaze, like he was ashamed. But the shame wasn't enough to erase the picture burned into my mind. The next weeks were a blur of gaslighting, manipulation, and sleepless nights. Jason acted like I was overreacting, like my feelings were ridiculous, like I was the unstable one. He'd casually mention things to friends, twisting stories so I looked like the crazy, jealous girlfriend. Liam, the one I thought I could trust, sided with him, quietly minimizing the situation. "Emma, it's not like he left you, right? You guys were fine before this." I was alone in a crowd of familiar faces, doubted, humiliated, and shrinking in my own home. Every time I tried to confront them, Jason had this talent for turning it back on me. He'd smile, touch my arm, and say, "I'm only telling the truth now, Emma. You're imagining things." And Liam, who once made me feel safe, started avoiding me, staying in his room, pretending it wasn't happening. The apartment felt colder than ever, and the air was thick with lies. I stopped sleeping properly, stopped eating like myself, stopped feeling like I existed in a world where I mattered. Even friends started noticing the change in me, asking if I was okay, and every time, I laughed it off. I had to, because deep down, I knew something had to change. I couldn't let this go. Not Jason. Not Liam. Not the way they had stripped me of every ounce of trust I'd ever given them. I just didn't know how yet. It hit me one night, sitting alone in the dark, staring at the ceiling, that fear and hurt weren't going to fix anything. I had been their victim for too long, letting them control the narrative, let them manipulate me into doubt and silence. Something inside me snapped. I stopped crying. I stopped begging. I started watching. I became invisible in plain sight. I observed Jason's habits, the way he left his phone unlocked, how he bragged quietly to friends about secrets he thought I didn't know. Liam, too, had weaknesses. He was sloppy, forgetful, and he liked to think he could sneak around without leaving evidence. I took notes, mentally cataloged every slip, every pattern, every little crack in their perfect little world. The first step was small, proof. Pictures, messages, emails, I gathered everything, building a digital footprint they couldn't deny. Then I watched interactions, recorded conversations, let them think I was broken, trapped, still their pitiful victim. Every time they gloated, I smiled silently, hiding the storm building inside me. Each careless text, each whispered lie, added another brick to the trap I was constructing. Next, I started subtle manipulations. Jason's ego was enormous, and I used it against him. I complimented him, praised him, played the girlfriend still desperate for his affection, all while planting seeds of doubt. I would casually mention things he had done, making him underestimate my awareness. Liam was trickier, he was guiltier, but also scared. I made him feel safe again around me, lulled him into lowering his guard, while I quietly collected evidence of his betrayal. I timed everything. The weekends when they thought I was out with friends, I stayed home, reviewing messages and conversations, assembling a timeline of betrayal that was undeniable. I rehearsed conversations in my head, planned the perfect reveal, and imagined their reactions. Every day, my plan tightened, my patience sharpened, and my control grew. The biggest step came when I found their most careless mistake. Jason had left his private chat with Liam open on his laptop, full of messages that admitted everything: his love, his excitement, his complete disregard for me. I copied everything, organized it, and made it so thorough it could never be dismissed. Every move from that point on was calculated. I didn't rush. I didn't falter. Each small action letting them feel untouchable, watching them squirm in arrogance, giving them tiny victories only made the final moment sweeter. The trap was invisible, yet inescapable, and the moment I would spring it, it would be absolute. They had no idea I had already won. It all came together on a quiet Friday evening. Jason and Liam were at home, thinking I was out on a girls' night. I had sent them texts, made it sound like I was distracted, lonely, still their broken victim. They laughed in the kitchen, sharing jokes I'd never hear as a couple again. I slipped in quietly, my phone in hand, projector ready. I didn't yell. I didn't confront them. I just pressed play. The screen lit up the living room, and there it was, every message, every picture, every confession of betrayal, all laid bare. Jason froze mid-laugh. Liam's face went pale. I watched, calm, almost serene, as the truth hit them like a freight train. Every lie, every manipulation, every cruel little twist they had used against me was visible for the first time. Jason's arrogance cracked first. "Emma, his voice faltered. He tried to speak, but the evidence didn't need words. Liam stammered, trying to cover, trying to explain, but the faces, the words, the proof, they couldn't argue with reality. I stayed quiet, letting them drown in the consequences of their own choices. It was beautiful in a way I didn't expect, not because I wanted to hurt them, exactly, but because the power had shifted. I was no longer the victim. I was the orchestrator, calm and collected while their entire world collapsed. Their whispers, their excuses, their panic, it all fueled the finality of the moment. And when they looked at me, searching for forgiveness or mercy, I smiled softly. There was nothing left to say. After that night, things were different. I moved into my own apartment shortly after, taking Liam's favorite chair with me just to remind myself of how far I'd come. Jason tried to reach out, but I didn't answer. Liam sent messages, awkward and apologetic, but I kept them unread. Life felt lighter, quieter, like the weight of their deceit had been lifted off my shoulders. I rebuilt slowly, trusting myself again, laughing again, letting the sunlight in. Friends noticed the change in me, commented on the calm, the strength in my voice. I didn't need to explain. I didn't need to boast. The silence carried its own satisfaction. Some nights, I think of them the way they used to be in my home, the way they thought they could control me, and I smile, remembering the night everything flipped. There was no celebration, no cheers, just stillness, quiet, and the knowledge that I was no longer powerless. I learned that some betrayals can break you, but some betrayals can make you unstoppable. And me? I'm finally free.